Okay, so in 2010 or 2011, Tim Burton made Alice in Wonderland, and that made over $1 billion. And then it took them like 6 years to make the second one. Seriously, what took them so long to churn out this mediocre piece of a film?
What's the matter?
The Hatter's the matter.
Hatter is my truest friend. If he's in need, I will help him. It will be a race against time. He is not someone you want as your enemy. Time is a he.
Alice Through the Looking Glass is directed by James Baldwin, and it stars Mia Wasikowska, Johnny Depp, Anne Hathaway, Helena Bonham Carter, and Sacha Baron Cohen. So Alice, she's just returned from a voyage of being captain of a ship, and then some family drama is going on with her, so she ends up going back to Wonderland, or Underland, whatever it's called, to find out that the Hatters, he's a bit sad, he's a bit messed in the head, even more so, he's a bit depressed, and he might be dying. So in order to help him, she goes to find time to go in his chronosphere to turn back time, to go sort out these serious events that happened in Wonderland's history. And she goes into it, and time, she can be perceived in the villain as this, because time is tells her not to mess anything up, because it could damage the future. So time is chasing Alice through time itself. I would say that this movie, it's not directed by Tim Burton, but it still looks like a Tim Burton movie. It's really well shot. It's beautiful to look at. Costume design is also really good. I'm not gonna lie, that it's still really over the top, but it's still fantastic. I felt that Mia Wasikowska did a good job with Alice. Alice was a likable character, and every character in the movie seemed to be sympathetic to a point, which is kind of important towards the end of the movie. The movie, however, it's a bit like a history class, especially since it's going through the past times of Wonderland. By that I mean, it has occasional interesting moments, such as a few sequences and the message overall, but it's boring half the time as well. I would say that the CGI is an improvement over the first one. Not much to say since it's been 6 years in between, but that being said, the CGI is still cheesy, as it was in the first one. They dialed down on the massive amounts of CGI characters in what appear to be barely sets, like the Bandersnatch. This time they just have little clock people. I also have a problem with Anne Hathaway. They go into flashbacks, she's acting like a normal person. Then they go back to the present, the time where Alice initially goes to, when she returns from the real world. And she's all moving her hands and stuff, and this hand motions forever, and it just doesn't stop, because it's weird. I would really like to have seen the moment where Anne Hathaway's character was just you know what? I think this is a good idea to do with every sentence I say. Not a very well written script either. By that I mean, the most memorable part of the script is probably the large amount of time puns, and they just needed to stop. And because it's not very well written, the story is also very messy. There's just these strands that are left unfinished. They kind of cut it out of the movie, or cut it out of the initial script. I do think that Alice Through the Looking Glass could have been a really good movie had they gotten a much better script, because they needed that script. But Alice Through the Looking Glass, though, I will say, is an overnight rental. Not a perfect movie, but I would kind of say to my friends, if you had a choice between Norm of the North or Alice Through the Looking Glass, Alice Through the Looking Glass every day of the week. It's not as bad as what I thought it would be, is what I'm saying. Alice Through the Looking Glass, have you seen it? What did you think of it? Which movie do you prefer, Through the Looking Glass or in Wonderland? Let me know down below. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to become one of the Platypus, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Oh wow, you made it to the end of the video. Good job. How about you click that subscribe button for more content? Or click one of these two videos. You know, either one's good enough.